Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope that you all are well. I hope that you're taking care of yourselves and I hope that you are having an amazing day today. I hope that you are filled with gratitude, that you're filled with joy and just excited about life. I know that in spite of everything that's been going on my side, I'm still feeling encouraged. I'm still grateful. I'm still thankful because even when things are not happening the way that I want them to, I understand that ultimately it's in God's hands and it's a part of His plan, whatever is occurring. And I may not understand it now, but eventually I will understand. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about my recent experience. Yesterday, we had the memorial service for my cousin, which has been pretty difficult for me because he was 27 years old and we hadn't seen each other in a while. But we grew up in the same house, with our parents, grandparents, and we had a very close relationship up until he moved to California. And as I was just thinking and reflecting upon his life and all of the things that have transpired within the past few years, when we think about the pandemic and all of those types of things, it seems that we've gotten back to just business as usual. When we think about a person in their life and their impact, it doesn't matter whether they had a bachelor's or a master's degree. It doesn't matter if they worked at a plant for 30 years or if they taught in a classroom for 27 or whatever types of accomplishments that means something to us on this earth. And you see little Sammy there. The fact that he's actually sitting in the video is getting to me right now. But none of those things mattered. The things that I thought about, mainly, I thought about his smile, which he had a smile that could light up a room. I mean, his laugh. Just to hear it, just to see it, is something that I will never forget, right? But I never thought about, as I was remembering him, I didn't think about the negatives. I did go back to one particular moment that we had because, growing up together and then even becoming adults. And we had a 9-year difference, so it was quite a span between us. But as he got older and we were able to have conversations, we spent a lot of time just talking about things, talking about life, listening to his music because he was a musician and I loved listening to his music. And when we were kids, him and I would sit at the table and we would freestyle and go back and forth. And that was before he even really became a writer and really started doing music for real. I was always one of his cheerleaders and everything. But I did go back to a particular incident that we had, and he had said to me, we're not kids anymore. And at first that hurt my feelings. I'm like, I know we're not kids anymore, but I still love you. And when we love people, we want to wrap our arms around them. And sometimes we hold them too tight. Sometimes we suffocate them. And sometimes we can inhibit their growth because we love them so much. And it's just like when you have that butterfly, or if you have that alligator. I heard that if you keep an alligator in a certain size container, it won't grow larger than its container. So we have a habit of keeping people in a box sometimes and not letting them be free, not letting them be themselves and be who they are. Even though it's not because we don't love them, it's because we do love them, but we just want to hold on to them. We want to hold on to them just the way that they are, right? And one of the lessons that he taught me is that it's okay to mature and grow. And as you mature and grow, the relationship that you have matures and grows as well. But the feelings that you have don't change, right? So when I thought about that, and I thought about just him moving to California and becoming that man that he aspired to be and wanted to be, of course it took me back to that moment when he said to me, we're not kids anymore. You know, it's time for us to grow up. It's time for us to mature. And I respected that. I could respect that from him. So just reflecting upon his life and all of those things, I just thought about none of those things matter. The arguments don't matter. Even if the arguments were a little bit more serious than what I'm talking about, because it wasn't really an argument, it was just an awakening, right? Sometimes arguments can be awakening. They can introduce us to thoughts that we didn't know before. But I thought about the fact that none of those things mattered. It didn't matter what degrees, it didn't matter what jobs. All that mattered is the way that he made us feel, the way that we felt when we were around him, the way that his spirit was, the person that he was. No one that came into that space yesterday had a negative word to say about him. And I know we all have had our moments, right? Because as long as you're a human being on this earth, you're gonna have battles, you're gonna have arguments, you're gonna have disagreements. But none of that mattered, because all that mattered was the love that we had. As I'm approaching moving forward and going through this process of grieving and all of these things, I'm thinking about what really matters. What really matters.